slide.
Radhe Radhe, Dandava Pranam.
Dandava Pranam.
Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Vinobihari Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Please forgive me for being late. A minute and a half late. They're doing some construction work on the roof and they were hammering the cement with sledgehammers, and so I asked them to try to finish by now. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupal Guru Varga ki jai, Pati Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Sachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vinobihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So we'll be starting with Mangalacharan, page 1 of this book, Shri Gauriya Giti Guccha, Vandeham, Shri Guru, Shri Yuttapada Kamalam.
Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sunaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunaishta Yuktam Varam Varinyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shri Danvinam Bhakta Shiromanincha Shri Krishna Pada Jitataika Hridi Chaitanya Leela Sarasa Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapadye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Gauraveshtaya Bhupale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Iti Namine Bhaktimartya Charitrayo Swashritananchapaline Jiva Dukhe Sadarta श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी ग्रहीताय कृपाभये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दयिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा श्रीगौर करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दिनतारिणे रूपानुगम्यरूपाप सिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भरसम्बोधे पदम्बुजायते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगौरायते गौराविर्भावभूमे स्वं निर्देष्टा सजनप्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौमश्री जगन्नाथायते नमः वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरध्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गो मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदम्बोजो राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमदो श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेव प्रेष्ठानिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमन्द्रसरसारम्भि वंशिवततस्थितः कर्षं वेणुस्वरैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीस्तुनः वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्तव्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादामग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकानिकरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं मुदिनं कृष्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मा समनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् हरेर्नाम हरेर्नाम हरेर्नामेव केवलं करो नास्त्येव 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 गतिरन्यथा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Turn the fan off or turn it over. You mean, okay. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, page 32.
Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Edasi Trinote Kayo Dino Gurudev Sakala Sahare Balladiya Guru Nijamare Sprihahino Sakala Sahare Balladiya Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Edasi Trinote Kayo Dino Gurudev Sakale Sama Korite Shagati Dehonato Jatha Jatho Sakale Sama Atobe Tungai Go Hari Namo Sukhe Aparadha Hare Hatho Aparadha Gurudeva Kripa Duniya Guru Edasi Trinote Kayo Dino Gurudev Upameheno Kripa Lobhiyaye Ja Kritato Hoi Denatho Upameheno Kripa
Evaro Karuna Karo, Vaisnava Goshai, page 44.
Just do it if I can't hear it.
It's too high for me also.
Okay.
Oh. Dandavat Pranam Vaishnavas.
Dandavat Pranam.
So it's page 44 in our songbook, Shrigori Giti Guccha, Evara Purana Karo. If you don't happen to have the songbook handy, we happen to have Jiva Pavana Prabhu handy. Thank you, Prabhu, for being present, for being there. Jiva Pavana Prabhu very kindly and mercifully always posts the bhajans in the comment section of the thread. So just scroll down to the most recent post of Jiva Pavana Prabhu, and there you will find the bhajan along with translation and sometimes very beautiful commentaries. Thank you, Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Evaro Karuna Vaishnava Goshai Evaro
Jai Nityananda or Rohini Kumar, or wait, Nadia Godrune Nityananda Maharaja. What page is Nadia? One, 6, 3. गौरांग तुम मोरे दयाना चारे हो page 78 Gauranga Tumi More, and if you don't have a songbook then just scroll to the most recent post of Jiva Pavana Prabhu and there you will find the bhajan with the translation.
Apana ko
Shri Sachinandana Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Gopinath, Mama Nivedana Shunu. What page is that? 130. Old tune or new tune? Old tune. Page 130, Gopinath.
nahi mamagana jnano sunirvana swadhino nahi kayo gopina
So I wanted to read this translation because I find it very interesting that Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur is praying to our Prayojan Thakur. Three main Thakurjis of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Madan Mohan, who represents Sambandha or establishment of relationship. Govinda Dev, who represents Abhideya or relationship in practice. And then there is Gopinath, who represents relationship in its perfection, in its highest state or its peak. Shriman Rasarasarambhi Vangshivata Tataspitaha Karshandenu Svanair Gopinatha Shriestunaha. Who is there in Vangshivat, playing his flute, calling all of the gopis to come and run to him. That personality, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, is calling out and revealing the state of his heart, showing this is where I am, but please bring me there. Within the prayers of the Vaishnavas, they never leave us in a state of hopelessness. There's always a counter prayer. This is my revelation of what is going on inside, but I know that it's not my true nature. Please bring me to my true nature. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, O Gopinath, please hear my prayer. And although this is not true for him, because of his humility, he is feeling it as truth. But we can actually look at this and see, is this within myself? Oh my God, I need help. Gopinath, help me. Please hear my prayer. I am a wicked materialist, always addicted to worldly desires, and I possess no good qualities. O Gopinath, you are my only hope. I have taken shelter at your lotus feet. I am your servant. O Gopinath, how will you purify me? I do not know what bhakti is, and my materialistic mind is absorbed in mundane fruitive activities. I have fallen into a dark and perilous worldly existence. O Gopinath, everything here is your Maya. I have no strength or spiritual knowledge, and this body is not free from the control of material nature. O Gopinath, this wicked soul, weeping piteously, begs for an eternal place at your lotus feet. Bestow your mercy upon me. So we see in the previous prayers how he is saying, look at the condition of my heart. Look at all of my material attachments. Look at how I am so bound by this material energy. But then he says, look at the situation. Now I'm weeping and begging for you to give me a place at your lotus feet. O Gopinath, you are capable of everything. Like Rupa Goswami says, O Krishna, you have the power to make the impossible possible. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, you are capable of everything. You have the power to deliver all wicked persons. Who else is there for this sinner? So he's seeing himself as wicked, but because Gopinath has this potency, then I have hope. O Gopinath, you are an ocean of mercy, having come into this material world of 5 elements. For the sake of the living entities, you display your divine pastimes. So here he's reminding Krishna, remember, you have come to this material world for my sake, to deliver me, to show me your divine pastimes, to attract me into your lila. So I know that you have that purpose, and I am one of those jivas who requires your mercy. So please accept me. Please take my heart and make it qualified for your loving service. O Gopinath, Ami ki dosher doshi. How sinful I am. Even all of the demons have attained your lotus feet. Right? All of the demons. Krishna kills them, liberates them. Even his killing of demons is sweet. That he liberates the demons. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also has hope here. But this Bhaktivinoda simply waits. So he's actually praying, if you're giving blessings to the demons, then also I have hope. So please, I'm waiting for your mercy, for you to accept me and for you to give me your blessings.
It sounds like the embodiment of Utsaha Nishtaya and Haryat.
All together compressed. So David's saying it sounds like the embodiment of Utsaha, Nishtaya, and Haryat. This is enthusiasm. Nishtaya means firm determination. And dharyat means patience. So all of these moods are coming up in the heart of Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur.
And also, as Gurudev would say, this is the prime reason why we should never be hopeless. He's saying, I'm so fallen, so help me. Make your name Patita Pavana true. Savior of the fallen. I don't know, just...
Yes. I hope you heard what she said. I'm pretty sure you did. So we should never be hopeless, as Gurudev always said. Don't be hopeless. What does Srila Gurudev Maharaj say? There's no room for
pessimism.
Jor se bolo.
There is no room for pessimism on this path of bhakti in the line of Mahaprabhu. He said, I go and I see devotees becoming depressed and having so much pessimism. And then he said, there is only hope. There is hope everywhere. Mahaprabhu is so magnanimous that there is only hope in his movement. Everything is brilliant and alive and transcendental. There is no room for pessimism, for depression, or for hopelessness.
So for us, this is very, very essential. Hope is our greatest asset. Hope is our greatest friend. There's a verse by Srila Rupa Goswami and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's saying something similar. But Rupa Goswami it's mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, how he's saying that I have so much thirst for this material world. I have no scent of bhakti or devotion for you, my Lord. And yet, something is there. There's a burning hope. Even though I am full of so many disqualifications, I still have this burning hope. And that is not leaving. And so that hope, that greed or that desire, that is our greatest friend. We should never give up on hope. Even though it might seem like it's impossible. But nothing is impossible for the Lord. Maybe it's impossible for us, but nothing's impossible for Him. And because our Gurudevs are who they are, and because Krishna becomes subservient due to their love and affection, Radha Dasira Krishna Sarva Vede Bole, he also becomes subservient. Then holding on to their lotus feet is our greatest hope. Holding on tightly to their instructions, to their moods, to their teachings, and following accordingly. This is really a great source of hope for us. So we should never give up this hope. I don't usually like to say the word should, but in this case, because there's really nothing greater for us. Maybe we have so many disqualifications and we can just check our own pulse and go, oh my God. And sometimes we might go, oh my God, I'm hopeless. But what is the I that is saying I am hopeless? It's the false ego. What is the reality? The true I is Nitya Krishna Das, an eternal servant of Krishna. And everything else is just an external imposition on the material consciousness. It's not even anything to do with the soul. The soul has nothing really to do with this material energy. Asango yang purushaha. Asango. No real association with it. So, I am hopeless is only false ego. I, the real I, this soul is an eternal servant of Krishna. And it is eternal and it is meant only for loving service to Krishna. Therefore, there is always eternal hope.
And Krishna Prabhu is saying, Tat Tat Karma Pravartana.
Tat Tat Karma Pravartana.
Sangatyaga Sutavriti.
How do we increase this hope? By following in those activities which are favorable for bhakti, Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, avoiding unfavorable association, and Mahajano Yena Kata Sapanta, following the path set out by the pure devotees of the Lord. Shadhir, well, this, I didn't tell about the other 6. I've been telling a lot about atyahara prayashascha. But since Sudevi mentioned the third verse of Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami, she actually said this prayer that Bhaktivedanta Thakur chanted sounds like Utsaha Nishtaya Dharyat. So enthusiasm, Utsaha. This is essential for us to maintain if we want to keep moving on the path of bhakti. It is essential.
Gurudev said it's like our heartbeat. If you have a body but no heartbeat, then what's the use?
A body without a heartbeat is a dead body. We must have enthusiasm. How do we gain that enthusiasm? By associating with enthusiastic persons. Those who are fired up, who have life, who have that fire, can instill that life and fire within our hearts. So utsahan. Enthusiasm must be there. And firm determination. What is that firm determination? No matter what, I will not give up on seeking my goal. There must be a goal for there to be determination. Otherwise, what is the meaning of determination? Determine. What am I determining? What is my goal? What is my aspiration? If you really know what you want and you want it, nothing should stop you from striving for that. And yet, if it doesn't come today or tomorrow or the next day or in 5 or 10 years, still, patience must be there because enthusiasm and determination is there. I will attain that no matter what. And that is the root qualification for bhakti, the intense, greedy desire to attain it. And what is that? It's not for my pleasure. Bhakti means for Krishna's happiness, Krishna's pleasure, Krishna's benefit. So I want to please Krishna, I want to serve Krishna, I want to love Krishna, I want to do what is beneficial for Krishna. This is within the nature of the soul. So to have that desire is not the same as any ordinary material desire. That is spiritual and inherent natural desire. Utsaha nishtaya dharya tat tat karma pravartana. Those activities which are favorable for the attainment of bhakti, which Sri Guru, Vaisnavas and Shastra have given to us, which all confirm one another, which are favorable for the development of bhakti, and then sangat tyagat. How important is it to avoid bad or unfavorable association? It's mentioned among the 6 things that are positive for bhakti. Avoid unfavorable association. Inside the 6 things that are favorable, it is so favorable to avoid bad association. So this is something we must take into consideration. The Rupa Goswami mentions it negatively the first time, a positive negative, and then the second time a negative negative. For those who understand mathematics, it will make sense. In the previous verse he says, Atyahara prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangas. Associating with worldly minded persons, this is detrimental for bhakti. And then the next one, he says, what is favorable for bhakti? Utsaha nishaya dharya tatta karma pravartana sangatyaga. It is favorable for bhakti to avoid unfavorable association. And then sato vrite. I just mentioned something.
Yeah, sorry.
Sato vrite. Vrite means the vritti, or the path that the sadhus have chalked out for us. To be under their guidance, to walk in their footsteps. Mahajanu yena katha sapanta. What the great personalities have already ascertained is the path, the clearest, straightest, most direct path to our goal. If we follow that, then we can be assured of all success. So Rupa Goswami gives this as Sadbhir Bhaktir or Shadbhir Bhaktir Prasiddhyati. These 6 things for bhakti will grant that perfection in bhakti. Prasiddhyati. Siddha means perfection.
Jiva Prabhu says a flame, it's turned over. The flame of a candle that is dwindling will again rise when placed near another candle which is burning brightly.
Nice. Beautiful.
Jai Radha Madhava.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. I don't know what page it is, but I'm sure most of you know it. What page is it?
I don't know. So Achyuta Krishna Prabhu and Jiva Prabhu are just posting nectar, so everybody just scroll and
just read it.
Dive deep.
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी ओंकार Shri Srika Gurudev Hari Hari Bol, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Pati Pavan Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Sachinandana Gaur Hari ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Govinda Mero Hai, Gopala Mero Hai. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namine Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurung Dinaparinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishna Om Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja. And the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishna Om Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada. And to all of our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas past, present and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. So, today, as I was singing Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya, actually a couple interesting things happened. As I was singing Jai Radha Madhava, I remembered one of the first times that Srila Gurudev had me sing publicly on parikrama was at Mansarovar, and he asked me to sing Jai Radha Madhava. So as I was singing, suddenly I saw him handing me the microphone, and I was trying my best to sing there, but it was nice to remember Srila Gurudev and be at Mansarovar, trying to serve him and by following his instructions to sing in that way. But today, as I was reading Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya, because there's been so many interesting things happening in life recently, including the frustrations of hammering on the ceiling, on the roof. In a cement building, it makes an impression inside your head. And many devotees here have experienced that. That's what happens when you're in a building site. And so there were frustrations. I was becoming quite upset inside. Oh my God, it's going to keep going while I'm trying to do my seva. And so many different feelings were coming. Anger, upsettedness, I should be tolerant. No, this is my seva. And so many different things were coming up. And so I was meditating on so many different subjects and also feeling some pain in my heart due to so many people leaving this world and people who were close to me. So many different emotions were coming up. People who I feel have wronged me, people who I might have wronged, or my sense of righteousness. All sorts of things were manifesting today within my heart. And so I wanted to share a little bit of the thought processes, not of myself, but of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra regarding these things. First, I want to talk about Seva, our Guru Varga. I specifically remember Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj speaking on it, but also Bhaktivedanta Maharaj and many others. That one should be very careful not to, in fact we were reading it just the other day in Going Beyond Vaikuntha, not to encroach upon the seva of others thinking that my seva is more important, so let me superimpose my seva over your seva. This is considered aparad according to Shastra, what we read from Gurudev yesterday, and what we've also heard from Vaishnavas. To superimpose one's own seva. Oh, well, your seva is not important, my seva is important. This is considered offensive. So I was thinking about this. Yes, one should try to behave within Vaishnava Sadachar and Vaishnava etiquette to not dampen the seva spirit or the serving spirit of others. Especially when that serving spirit is within the confines of bhakti. So many people have serving spirit and it might not be within the confines of bhakti. But when those persons are trying to do activities in bhakti, we should be careful to not dampen their spirits. As aspiring Vaishnavas, or Vaishnavas, you know who you are, as aspiring Vaishnavas or Vaishnavas, it is our solemn duty to always try to encourage and inspire everyone, including ourselves, how to continue to progress on the path of bhakti. So, mentioning that, I just wanted to touch on that, but there are some other considerations, and I was looking at the translation as I was singing this bhajan, Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya. O Gurudev, give me a drop of mercy, and make this servant more humble than a blade of grass. One thing Srila Gurudev said, we should know that everything that comes into the life of the devotee, once they have taken shelter of Sri Guru, this is not according to ordinary karma, but this is actually the mercy of Krishna teaching us. It's the mercy of Krishna, like a semblance of karma, for the purpose of increasing humility within us, for increasing our serving mood, for learning tolerance, for learning patience, for developing enthusiasm, even learning how to tolerate the dualities of this material world, the suffering, the pain, anger, everything that comes, that we can learn to tolerate all of these things without being disturbed and to keep our one-pointed focus toward Krishna. As is said in that verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken by Lord Brahma, Tatte nukampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam ridbhagvapurbhir vidadang namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadaya bhak. He's praying to Krishna, and he's saying that anyone who can tolerate all of the dualities of this world, that includes the happiness which comes, both come, but one should tolerate all of these variations, all of these waves, all of the suffering which comes. We should see that whatever is coming is due to my karma. But more than that, if we see this is actually the mercy of Krishna, this is a better way of seeing it. Whatever is coming, this is Krishna's mercy. And at the same time, no matter what happens, keeping one's mind, heart, hrid bhag vapurbhir. Hrid means heart, bhag means words, vacha, vapurbhir means body, mind, soul, everything. Vidadang namaste, offering everything to the lotus feet of Krishna. Jiveteyo mukti pade sadaya bhak. For that person, they have already attained the state of liberation. It means they're already free from all of the dualities of this world. They've already earned their place. Mukti pade sadaya bhak. So here, he's saying, O Gurudev, give me a drop of mercy and make this servant more humble than a blade of grass. When we're praying this, how does Guru make us more humble than a blade of grass? Well, not by always stroking our egos. Sometimes by putting some stumbling block in front of us. There was one... Sudevi, do you remember that history?
Of a stumbling block?
Where the Guru instructed someone that every day they should throw dirt on their new disciple? Can you tell that a little bit?
I don't remember it like exact.
Just something, some semblance of it.
This is, somebody might know it better. If you do, you can post it. But Gurudev used to tell this Leela about one Vaisnava who wanted to take initiation from a great Acharya, and he had a lot of anger in him. So he told the person, okay, I'll initiate you. You have to go and take bath and then come to me in the morning at a specific time, very clean. And then he told another disciple that lived right next to the river, every time he comes from bathing, you should be sweeping. And when you're done, as he's walking by, all of the dirt, all of the dust, all of the water, whatever it is, you throw on him. And he will abuse you. So the first day it happened, and he started yelling at him and cursing at him and having such a difficult time. And he went back, and the Guru said, oh, today you can't, the time is past, the auspicious time is over. So again, tomorrow. So he did this many days in a row, and he would curse and yell and become so angry. And then one day, as he was coming by and the dust and the dirt and everything was thrown on him, he had this realization that really, I'm nobody, I'm nothing, I don't even deserve what I'm going to try. Who am I? I deserve this kind of punishment. And it changed his heart. And when he went to his Guru that day, his Guru accepted him, because really it wasn't necessarily about the body, it was about the mind and the heart and the mood of that person coming to accept Krishna.
Right. So Sri Guru actually arranged for this disciple or this potential disciple to develop some humility before he accepted him. So we should also see this. We're praying to Gurudev, make me humble. We don't really understand or realize how Guru does this for us in so many ways. And sometimes we start thinking, oh, it's the environment, and we're cursing at this and cursing at that and whatever else, and we become upset. But really, it's Gurudev teaching us detachment. It's Gurudev teaching us humility. It's Gurudev teaching us to control our urges. Vacho vegam, mana vegam, krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udara vegam, upashta vegam. What's coming in front of us? How can we control these things and become more humble than a blade of grass? Give me the strength to tolerate everything. The old translation said all eventualities. But to tolerate everything and make me free from my vanity. So these are a little bit dangerous kinds of prayers, actually. Give me the strength to tolerate everything. How does one learn how to tolerate everything? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he said, Gaudiya Mat is like a big sack, a bag. And so many sharp-edged stones are in this bag. Srila Gurudev would tell this. And those sharp-edged stones are like all of the devotees. We have so many rough edges. And anyone who comes near us, if they do something which is slightly not to our satisfaction, somehow not to our expectation, we cut, we scream, we yell, we chastise. And he said, but the way I see it, gradually over time, as this bag is shaking up, all those sharp edges are hitting each other. And gradually over time, they become very soft and very smooth. Have you ever seen a collection of tumbled stones? They just tumble these sharp-edged stones, and after some time they become really beautiful and smooth and shiny. So, what? And polished. So by this association, we don't even understand what Guru is doing for us, but he's giving us the mercy to gradually be able to tolerate everything. And sometimes that's by placing things which create disturbance in our life. And it seems like it might not be so nice, but when you look from a holistic perspective, it's actually the most kind and nice thing. Why did you do this to me, Gurudev? Why did you put me in this situation? And when you come out the other side, oh, thank you, Gurudev. Now I understand what you were teaching me. I didn't realize it at the time. And if you just told me, you did. You told me 100 times, but it didn't go in because I'm as dense as a brick. Like Srila Govinda Maharaj said, one lightning bolt, one thunderbolt of Indra is not enough to break through that density that you are in. You require many, many thunderbolts of Indra, but we're so dense, even that won't wake us up. So we need to receive the mercy of Sri Gurudev. Why? We have placed ourselves in the school of Guru. In the cool of Guru. This is real Gurukula. Real Gurukul means I am submitting myself under the care of Guru to accept the discipline of Guru so that I can become qualified to one day, maybe, serve the lotus feet of Sri Radha and Krishna. Not just maybe. We should have firm conviction that one day, for sure and certain, I will have this capacity, this potential, this opportunity to serve the lotus feet of Sri Radha and Krishna. But I must be enrolled in that school of Gurudev. I remember when we were with our Gurudev in Fiji, I think one of the first years he went there. It was a small group of us and he was giving a class. Could not have been more than 6, 7 people at the time who were there. And he was giving a class on the first verse of Upadeshamrita. Vacho vegam, manasakrodha vegam, jitva vegam, udarapashta vegam, etan viganyo vishaheta thira, sarvam apimam pritibim shashishyat. And so he spoke about vacho vegam. One should control the urge to speak. How do you control the urge to speak? We're so accustomed to speaking about so many nonsensical things of this world. If you just silence your voice, then your mind will be running 1,000,000 miles an hour in the same direction. The first thing is mentioned, vacha vegam, then manasa vegam. So he said the way you control the urge to speak is by speaking about Krishna and subjects related to Krishna and service to Krishna, bhakti. This is how one controls the urge to speak. Then he came to manavegam, manasavegam, the urges of the mind. The mind is crazy. The mind is running this way and that way. They say the mind is like a computer. It has 2 choices. I like, I don't like. And it's constantly working. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. This pleases me, that doesn't please me. This pleases me, that doesn't please me. This is the function of the mind, and it is running on full speed constantly. Gurudev said you can't control the mind. It is too crazy, too wild. Put it within a boundary. Put a fence around it. What is that fence? Chaurashikosh, Brajmandal. There, let it run within Brajmandal, wild and free like a wild animal, but let it be within that boundary. Running from Keshighat, Vangshivat, Nidhuvan, Sevakunj, Biharvan, Bandirvan, all the pastime places of Krishna, and let it bathe in the Harikatha of these places. Let your mind run wild and free, but keep it within that boundary, so that it can always be bathed in the glories of Krishna. And then he came to Krodha Vegam, anger, the urge of anger. And I was a little bit surprised by what he said at that moment. The reason I'm speaking about it is because sometimes it comes up and it weighs on you like a dark cloud and it makes poison in the heart. So Gurudev said, don't be angry. And I was like, wait, he was talking about utilizing bacho in the service of the Lord, utilizing the mind in the service of the Lord, and he came to Krodha, anger, and he just said, don't be angry. And he said, Hanuman, Arjuna, because they're pure devotees, they can utilize anger in the service of the Lord. But you are not so strong, so don't be angry. And I was like, what? And he said, if you're angry, you will only see everything through the lens of your anger. He said, and even if any Mahabhagavat, any pure Vaisnava comes in front of you, your anger will also go to them. And then you will be doing sadhu ninda. You will make aparad to a Vaishnava. So don't be angry, he said. And I was like, wow. The way he said it and the clarity with which he said it, he said, you're not qualified yet to exercise anger, so don't let it come. And any one of us who knows, who has been angry, who has felt anger, frustration, We know how consuming it is. It burns in the heart. It burns here. It completely covers and coats. And even shower after shower cannot clean that. It really sets itself deep. Anger usually comes due to frustration of unmet expectation. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about it. From frustrated lust. Lust means not only sexual lust, but unfulfilled desires. What is not meeting my expectation, then krodha. Right? From that comes anger, delusion, bewilderment of memory, and then all intelligence is lost. So Gurudeva was very strong about that. And he says here, give me the strength to tolerate everything and make me free from my vanity. It's interesting that this vanity and this toleration come in the same sentence. Because really vanity means my ego, my sense of self-worth. One time, there was one devotee who was responsible for running the bus off the road with so many devotees in it. And I went to him kind of nicely and I just said, Prabhu, maybe you should apologize to those devotees. The driver broke his wrist and so many devotees got a little bit hurt because the bus went off the road, off an embankment, and kind of went to the side. And many devotees got a little bit hurt. So I just approached him like, maybe you should apologize. Who are you to speak to me? He said, how dare you talk to me? Never talk to me again. And I was like, whoa, okay. So just the fact that he was questioned or a suggestion was made to him, the ego flared up so much. This is my sense of self-worth, this vanity. And then anger, pure anger came. And it was like, wow, so amazing to see it. And it's even more amazing to see it when it rises up inside one's own heart. That kind of sense of self-worth, my sense of righteousness, my sense of personal dignity. And when something slightly comes against it, raging hellfire goes against it. That kind of thing is not favorable for bhakti, and it's not favorable for life. It's not favorable for anything. These days, people are getting very angry about small things. What to speak of those things? So, here, give me the strength to tolerate everything and make me free from my vanity. My vanity is the cause of my problem in the first place. That is the root of all of the anarthas. What is that vanity? The false ego. Svarup Brahm, illusion about my true identity. Bhayam dutya viniveshatasya isharapeyasya vipargyayosmati tadmaya yato buddha avajitvam bhaktyayika yesham Gurudeva tatma. Fear arises due to misidentification with the body. What is that thing? Something is challenging me. Something comes up. Hey! Fear, frustration, anger. It's all due to misidentification with the body. This whole ego thing, it's also the body. It's called the subtle body. Mind, intelligence, and false ego. It's the subtle body. Most people are like, oh, you say you're ugly or this or that. They get upset, but it's not the body itself, the physical body. It's the idea of everything that we get upset about. So then we lash out. So many times Srila Gurudev would tell devotees who approached him, Gurudev, I have so much anger, I need help. He would say, as soon as you feel anger coming up, immediately drink some water. So they said every time anger would come, they would go and drink a glass of water. That moment, because they were following the order of Gurudev, as they were drinking water, they remembered Gurudev. And immediately, the anger would come down. Why? Because they're remembering the transcendental personality. Suddenly, they're following the order of that transcendental person. And then the anger would reduce. Some people naturally have a lot more of that within them. So, with that vanity coming down, with humility rising, then we will also be able to tolerate everything. Matra sparshas tu kaunteya shitoshna shtuka dukada agama payano nityas tangstatikshashva bharata. Krishna tells Arjuna that happiness and distress in this material world come according to karma. like the winter and summer seasons. So it's cyclical. It just comes, and there's nothing we can really do about it. I mean, we can react to it with anger, frustration, this and that, but we can't really cut it. We can't stop the seasons from coming. But one should learn to tolerate these dualities without being disturbed. So here, on my own, I don't have the strength to even tolerate these dualities. Oh, Gurudev, I need your help. Please be merciful to me. Give me the strength to tolerate all of these dualities and make me free from my vanity, my false ego. And then here it says, give me the power to honor all living entities according to their due. So, according to one's qualification or whatever, we should honor all living entities. So this prayer, all of these prayers are so full of so much essential, transcendental knowledge, and also just even foundational knowledge, so that we can even enter into the school of bhakti. All of these things which are coming to us, it's very difficult to separate ourselves from that. But if we take a step back by the mercy of Guru and look at it for what it is, ooh, I'm looking inside that heart and it is full of dark poison. What is that? Oh, sense of self-worth, sense of righteousness, sense of superiority, sense of vanity, sense of ego, all of these things. That's what makes you accept offense so easily. That's what makes you curse so easily. That's what makes you also accept and give offense so easily. You have this vanity, this ego, this pride, this sense of self-righteousness and arrogance, which is a disqualification for bhakti, your janma, aishwarya, shruta, and shri, your birth, your high birth, your wealth, your education, and your bodily beauty are all conspiring against you and holding you back from being able to become humble, which is the requirement for being able to take shelter of the holy names of the Lord. Trinarapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. One who feels oneself lower than a straw in the street, who is more tolerant than a tree, who gives all respect to others and expects none for themselves, that person is qualified to take shelter of the holy name and be in that situation constantly. Kirtaniya sadahari, always glorifying Krishna. But that person whose heart is invaded by anger, fear, lamentation, all kinds of distresses due to the dualities, shokamashadi virbhava, how can Mukunda ever reside within that heart? It's full of so many thorns and broken glass and hot coals and all sorts of things that you cannot reside in. So we must place ourselves under the loving care of Sri Guru and the Vaisnavas. They will teach us humility. They will teach us tolerance. They will teach us all things which are necessary. And they will also help us to remove all of these impediments. What are the impediments? The impediments are stopping us from being able to accept Krishna in our hearts. But Guru wants to make our heart a beautiful and suitable place, a beautiful kunja, so that Radha and Krishna will want to come and play there. Moramana Vrindavan. That my heart should be like Vrindavan. That my heart should always be a place where Radha and Krishna will be happy and comfortable to go and play. But at this point in time, it's like a burnt out strip mine with all sorts of trash and garbage and rusting things and sharp and dangerous things. Everything is there. But Guru sees our potential. If we don't place ourselves into the merciful care of Sri Guru and make the endeavor to follow the instructions, to give up our anarthas, those things which are unfavorable for bhakti, and we're only holding on to our own ego, which is really the collection of all of our anarthas since time without beginning. No, I'm not going to let go. No. Like a little child doesn't want to let go of anything which is dangerous for it. If we're holding on to these things, how can we then accept the mercy of bhakti that Sri Guru wants to give us? Today I was speaking with Vrindavan Vilasini Didi just outside, and we were remembering what Srila Gurudev said. He said that you are like pigs, happy eating stool, wallowing in your pool of sewage. I have a pool of nectar here, an ocean of nectar. Give up that pool of sewage and come to drink that nectar, bathe in that nectar, drown in that nectar. He said, but you don't want to leave your pool of sewage, full of stool and all sorts of nasty things. So Guru is offering us the best thing, that highest thing, the most sweet, wonderful thing, that thing which will awaken divine love and transcendental love in our hearts. But we want to hold on to our Gramya Katha, talking about all kinds of nonsense things. We want to hold on to all the mental wranglings that we are, Manorathena, residing in the chariot of the mind as it's dragging us from one place to the other. Really, the senses are a function of the mind. The mind is there, but the senses are a function of that, dragging us here and there. All of our anger, material desires, and everything else, we're happy eating that. What comes to mind at the moment is Indra. There's one katha in Shastra where Indra was disrespectful toward his guru. Why? He was enjoying too much due to his high birth, Janma, due to his great wealth, Aishwarya, due to his high education and his bodily beauty. He was enjoying watching heavenly damsels dance and everything, enjoying so much in the heavenly planets, and at that moment his guru came. And he pretended to not see his guru. I'm enjoying. His guru saw, understood everything. Oh, you're behaving like an animal, like a pig, just trying to enjoy and not giving proper respect. So let me give you a lesson to teach you humility. Again, here we see Guru is giving a lesson to teach humility. So he placed this Indra, instead of being as the king of heaven, into the body of a pig. And that Indra became a pig. That pig was very, very happy. He had many beautiful pig wives. And with his beautiful pig wives, he had many, many pig children. And he was increasing his dynasty. And one farmer, he owned all of these pigs. Indra was so happy. Look how many wives I have. And from each wife I have 9 children every time they get pregnant. I have 9 children. Even more than humans can do. He was so happy as a pig. But the demigods, they wanted to have their king back. So they approached Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, please, we want to have Indra back. Can you please tell him it's time to come home? So, he went to Indra. You know, you're not really a pig. You're actually the king of heaven. You know, this was just a situation that was given to you to teach you a lesson. So you should come back and resume your duties as the king of heaven. He said, why? Why do I want that? I am so happy here. You see how many wives I have? Hundreds. And I can have so much enjoyment. I can enjoy with them at any time. There's no restriction. In public, no problem. And look how many beautiful children I have. So many beautiful daughters and sons. And I'm increasing my dynasty. Food is plenty available at any moment. Whatever kind of food we eat, we love it. And we are enjoying so much. So why do I want to go there? I'm happy here. Brahma went back empty-handed. Again they sent him. A few times he approached. He was like, no, I refuse. This is bliss. This is happiness. Finally, by the arrangement of providence, that farmer began doing what pig farmers do, removing one at a time, after another, all the really healthy, big fat ones, he was sending to the slaughterhouse. One after another, Indra pig was seeing so many were disappearing. And he was feeling so much pain in his heart. But yet he was so absorbed in it. Our Srila Gurudev said he was thinking. They said, are you ready to come now? He's like, no, I can get so many new wives, so many more. And finally, Brahma sprinkled some water on him. Because at a certain point, they removed everyone. And he was weeping and crying. Then he sprinkled water on him. He manifested his original form. He was completely shocked. He was enjoying so much. So our Guru Varga sees us like this in this world. We have been trying to enjoy in millions and millions of species of life, enjoying all of the different kinds of flavors of this world. For one who has tasted nectar, real nectar, they understand that all of the flavors of this world are just different flavors of and textures of stool. That's why Sri Yamunacharya says, when the desire of sensual enjoyment manifests, or for sensual enjoyment manifests in my mind, after having tasted the nectar of bhakti ras, immediately my lips curl with distaste and I spit at that thought, because he has tasted bhakti ras. So even the remembrance of this, it's like, this is the proof of real taste, higher taste. So our Gurudev said we are like this, hogs, dogs, camels and asses. He's trying to give us the nectar of Krishna Bhakti Ras. So sometimes it is necessary that very harsh lessons come in our life to wake us up from our stupor. This density of, this is my place of enjoyment. I am the master. I am the Lord of all I survey. I am the center of this universe. Nothing should come to disturb my sense of self-worth, my enjoyment. And then if anything comes, we become angry, frustrated, we lament, so many difficulties come, all kinds of problems come up. But we should understand, especially aspiring Vaishnavas or Vaishnavas, that more than just the result of my own karma. Yes, everything is due to me. I have done everything that there is to be done millions of times over. Srila Gurudev said there is no sin we have not committed millions of times over. So we should understand that whatever is coming to us is karmically due to us, and so much more. And Krishna mercifully does not allow us to remember more than 1 or 2 lifetimes, because we would die of sheer fright if we could actually see what is due to us. So he allows us to be in some state of balance, so that we can endeavor for perfection through this very valuable, rare human form of life. So we have that opportunity, but still, because of this material conditioning, we tend to be so absorbed. We've done everything, but more than that, as a devotee or an aspiring Vaishnava or a Vaishnava, we should see that everything is really the mercy of Gurudev and Krishna. It's come to teach me a lesson, to make me humble, to make me subservient, to make me a better servant of Krishna. That this is not my place, that I am not the doer, that I am not the proprietor, that everything is ultimately for Krishna, from Krishna, for his purpose, for his happiness and pleasure, and I am simply his servant. So here Bhaktivedanta Thakur is telling, if I consider my qualification, I find nothing of value. O Gurudev, your mercy is the essence of my existence. If you're not merciful, then weeping and weeping, I will no longer maintain my life. This kind of desperation must come. This feeling that I cannot maintain my life without your mercy. This must come one day or another. And only when we begin to actually understand and realize what a valuable treasure Guru is giving, more valuable than millions of treasures of this world. There is nothing of this world that can satisfy the eternal soul, because everything here is temporary. The only thing that can satisfy the eternal soul is what it is meant for, which is love for Krishna. Nothing in the entire material creation has the capacity to satisfy the smallest particle in all of creation, the individual jiva. There is nothing in the entire material creation that can satisfy it. Only Krishna Seva. So, without, Srila Gurudev said, when we begin to understand and realize what a valuable treasure Guru is giving, more valuable than millions of treasures of this world, without expecting anything in return, without expecting anything, what he is giving, then your love for Guru and for Krishna will automatically develop. So this is something that gradually we will need to understand, and this can be understood in the association of and under the guidance of Vaishnavas and Gurudev. This means associating with devotees, or those who are always reminding us of Krishna and the glories and the mercy of Gurudev. To associate with that kind of person, or those kinds of persons, this will increase our awareness of the mercy and the kindness of the blessings of Gurudev and Vaishnavas, so that we value that more than all of the opinions of this material world, which ultimately have no real value. All of those opinions, they come, they go, whole universe comes and goes, everything. All of this material stuff comes and goes, but what is real? Krishna is real. Sanatan Dharma is real. The Jivatma is real. Our intrinsic eternal love and affection for Krishna is real. And Gurudev is awakening that. So, the lotus feet of Sri Guru are real. What is it? Nitaya Charana Satya Tahara Sevaka Nitya. The lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. This is reality. And Nityananda Prabhu manifests in this world to us in the form of Sri Guru. Therefore, Sri Guru Charana Padma, the lotus feet of Sri Guru. Kevala Bhakati Sadma. This is the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service to Krishna. Vandomui Savdhanamate. Very, very carefully, we should take shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Guru if we want to actually be happy forever. I'm remembering Nitai Patakamala. Narottama Borodukhi. Narottama is very, very sad. Nitai More Korosuki. Oh Nityananda Prabhu, make me happy. How? Rakho Ranga Charanerapash. Please give me the mercy of your lotus feet. So, now, I think there's a few minutes. I just want to touch on that because it was something which was affecting me, and it was something that I felt was practical for the moment. It was something that was inspiring me in my heart for my own benefit to reflect on these things and to also share it. If anyone receives any benefit from it, then that is good, but I'm just saying that for myself, I'm sharing that. Okay. Before going beyond Vaikuntha with all of you, we will pray in the dust of the lotus feet of our Gurudev, the commentator, and Sri Sanatan Goswami, the compiler, and that person who manifested Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita. In the words of Raghunath Das Goswami, Vairaga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnair Apayanam Mam Anubhishamandam Kripam Vidiryapara Dukuduki Sanatanastvam Prabhum Ashrayami. Begging in the dust of their lotus feet that may even a particle of their moods which are present within these pages manifest within our hearts. Just so you know, the subject matter that I was speaking on, this is gone into very, very deeply in so many of the teachings of our Guru Varga, so that we can discriminate, so that we can understand what is favorable for bhakti and what is not favorable for bhakti. I just touched on it a little bit, but it is quite a large subject. It was just a little bit of a reflection. So the last time we were speaking on going beyond Vaikuntha, Srila Gurudev was talking about what becomes an impediment for our progress in bhakti. And it is something that a lot of people don't like to hear about. It actually it rubs us the wrong way because it goes against our human, which in this case I'm referring to animal nature. The embodied soul takes things of this world, especially those things which are products of themselves or in relation to the blood of this body, as mine. And so there's the function of I and mine, aham mameti. This is the nature of this world. When we're not on the soul platform, then we look at everything in terms of I and mine, and because of those attachments to the things that we think are ours, this becomes an impediment, actually, on the path of bhakti. Why are the gopis glorified so much? Even over and above the queens in Dwarka. Because the queens in Dwarka, their love for Krishna is not considered ekantik or one-pointed. The gopis have given up everything for the service and pleasure of Krishna. But the queens in Dwarka, they have 10 sons and 1 daughter, so many maidservants, so many palace attendants, other family members, so they have attachment to all of them. Therefore, it's not exclusive for Krishna. At least there is 10 sons, 1 daughter, and Krishna. So they've got 1/12 for Krishna. So because of this, the depth of their love is not so great that it completely controls Krishna. Sometimes you see that Satyabhama might throw a tantrum when she becomes angry. Like when Narada Muni came with the parijata flower in front of 16,108 queens, and he hands it to Krishna and says to Krishna, give it to your favorite queen. What's Krishna supposed to do? He's like, oh God. And Narada Muni's setting it up again. So Krishna does the proper thing, gives it to his first queen, Rukmini. Because everyone's okay, she was first, so. But Satyabhama is the manifestation of Srimati Radhika directly as a queen in Dwarka. So she has this Bhamya Bhav, this leftist mood which manifests as jealous anger, man. So Satyabhama gets really upset, storms out. Krishna's always saying that I'm his favorite. He just gave her that flower. She goes into her Krodha Bhavan. Krodha Bhavan is a special room made for the queens, for any queen, when they become upset. They take off all of their jewelry, they put on white, they don't do anything, they just go into their Krodha room, their anger room, and they pout. Usually the husband, the king, comes and he pacifies them, gives them so many gifts and wonderful things, and then makes it up to them. Here, you can have this, you can have that, have this. And then they become pacified. But Krishna didn't immediately do that. He did it later. His first immediate thing was, tell her to come here immediately. If she doesn't do so, she can go home to her parents, to her family's house. She came in front of Krishna like this with her head down. There's a difference between the queens and the gopis. Krishna has that kind of power over them. But the gopis, he does not have that power. If he said something like that, tell her to come here immediately, who are you to tell me what to do? You're not my husband. You can't tell me anything like that. But Satyabhama had to come humbled. Anyhow, still, afterward, Krishna took her on the back of Garuda, went to the heavenly planets, fought with the denizens of the heavenly planets, kidnapped an entire parijata tree, and planted it in the garden of Satyabhama to appease her. So he's also showing proper husbandly etiquette. She was pouting, so he satisfied her desire. But there's a speciality. The speciality is that they're multi-pointed. And because they're multi-pointed, they're not able to completely control Krishna. Because the gopis are one-pointed or completely ekantik to Krishna. When they went to Rasa Lila, or to Bangshivat in the middle of the night, they argued with Krishna. And by their arguments, not bad arguing, but he would give one argument and they would counter it with something else. And they were able to soundly defeat him. And he couldn't get out of it, because their love is greater. Why is their love greater? Krishna is bahunishta. His love is multi-pointed to every jiva and all creation. Their love is one-pointed to Krishna. Finally, when he accepted defeat, he said to them, Napareham nirabadya samyujam. I have no capacity to repay you for your love. It is greater than anything else I know. So you should be satisfied with that. Let your love be its own repayment. This is the speciality of ekantik bhav, or one-pointed mood. So Srila Gurudev here is contrasting Hanuman with Sugriva and others. Ram gave gifts and told them all, you should go back home. Like Krishna told the Yagyapatnis, you should go home. So they went home. But Ram couldn't tell Hanuman to go home. If he told Hanuman, you go home, Hanuman would say, where's home? Home is at your lotus feet. I have nowhere else. I have no one else. I have nothing else. You are my everything. Tomara Kuruna Asar. You are my everything. I have nothing else. Others had something else, so then Ram could send them away. So here Srila Gurudev is saying, when Krishna told the wives of the Brahmins to go home, they also went home to their husbands and their children. But when Krishna told the gopis to go home, they couldn't. Here, but although some of the gopis had husbands and even children, upon meeting Krishna, their attachment for them was washed away from their hearts forever. As long as we remain akinchan, there will be no attachment to a mother or anyone else, and we will not be ordered to return home. When our Srila Gurudev came to the lotus feet of our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he told him, all of the love, all of the affection, all of the attachment I had to my wife, my children, my family, my parents, my brothers and sisters, my village, my position, he was a police lieutenant, all of that attachment, affection, and connection, bondage that I had to all of them, I have now condensed into one point, and I'm offering at your lotus feet. He said at that point, Param Gurudev's eyes became wet with tears, and he said, until this moment I have never heard anyone submit like this. Gurudev said, because of that mood and because of the tears that came to the eyes of his Gurudev, from that little bit of mercy, he said, I am able to successfully travel all over the world and preach the mission of Mahaprabhu. By this mercy I have attained from my Gurudev at that time. His Gurudev could not send him home. He hadn't already given everything. All of that attachment, all of that affection, he focused at his lotus feet. So he had no more attachment anymore. This is real sannyas. This is real sannyas. When one's attraction and dedication to the lotus feet of Krishna becomes so exclusive that they give up attachment for everything else and dedicate it wholly, 100% fully to the lotus feet of Krishna. So here, bhajanananda samyepi kedakaschit prakalpite bahyantarina bhavena dura parshva statadina. Brihad Bhagavatamrita 2.4, 195. The bhajanananda, the happiness derived from serving Bhagavan, is the same for all of his eternal associates. But some consider that there is a difference between serving him from a position near to him and serving him from a distance. I think that point is made. That was one of the main prominent instructions of our Srila Gurudev. He kept talking about one-pointed bhakti, exclusive bhakti. What is the meaning of the word exclusive? It means really, literally, excluding all others. So how do we accommodate that within our current situation, within our own lives? Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, Manase deho geho jo kichumor ar pilutua pade nanda kishor. He's saying, mind, body, family, everything. I am offering everything at your lotus feet. Now I see that I'm only a servant in your house. Why am I maintaining? I see that they are all your devotees. So this is a shift in consciousness. This is Krishna consciousness. So how does one shift that? This shift comes by the mercy of Vaishnavas, by the mercy of Guru, by the mercy of Krishna. That instead of seeing this is mine, we see it as Krishna's. And instead of having attachment to it, all of these things in terms of this is mine, we can only see, if we only see it in terms of this is Krishna's, then we will treat it accordingly. There was one couple, they came to see Srila Gaura Babaji Maharaj. And this one devotee, he said to Srila Gaura Babaji Maharaj, I have brought one Krishna Dasi, servant of Krishna. Srila Gaura Babaji Maharaj said, oh, Krishna Dasi, she is the Dasi of Krishna, the servant of Krishna. Then you should worship her every day. You should never see her as an object for your own enjoyment. Rather, you should serve her and take the association of this servant of Krishna, but never treat her as an object of your own enjoyment or you will go to hell. Gurudev said these two ran very far away. He comes and says, this is Krishna Dasi, but really he's not thinking this is Krishna. Oh, I brought one new one for my enjoyment. As Srila Govinda Maharaj asked, whose body is this? Is this your body or Krishna's body? The devotee said, Krishna's body. He said, oh, outside he's saying it is Krishna's body, but inside he's thinking, oh, this is my place for enjoyment, my place of exploitation. Only outside he's saying this Krishna's body. So we should also be careful not to pretend. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur is giving us an example in his own life, how he dedicated every moment in the service of Krishna, how those who came into his life, he attempted and endeavored to always absorb their minds in Krishna. Even many of the parents of the young children who grew up under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. At least my father said that he didn't initially have children for the purpose of enjoying the children. He saw that one devotee, Paramananda Prabhu, he saw a photo that he placed his son's head at the feet of Prabhupada. He said, my father said he was thinking, should I have a child or not? I don't know. But then when he saw that, he thought, okay, if there's any reason to bring a child into this world, it's that. That some jiva is coming, and we should give that jiva an opportunity for bhakti and for the association of devotees. So instead of seeing the children as my child, for my enjoyment, we can see that I'm giving an opportunity for this jiva to attain perfection. And I should somehow enculture and encourage that. At least this is what he told me many times. It's not that he didn't show me affection, it's not that he didn't have that mood, but really, you can ask Sudevi, when he would see me, it would be 13 hours of bhakti discussion every time. To the point of like, okay, we're tired, we need to go to sleep. He would get excited to share about Krishna and to discuss about Krishna. So I'm just giving it as an example of how someone, even in their family life, can change their consciousness and see everything in terms of how it can be utilized in the service of Krishna. Because we need to see things practically as well. So many people, they sometimes just give up their family, accept sannyas, and then they're like, yeah, I'm ready. And then you see, after a very short time, they're back in family life again. Usually a different family life, right? Okay, they get tired of their old situation and they use sannyas as an excuse and then, poof, again become a mouse, right? They find some new one, some prettier one, some this, that, and everything, and then have a big family and live that life. So this is not really sannyas. This is something else. So being under guidance of Guru, being under guidance of Vaishnavas, learning detachment. How? By learning attachment for Krishna. Then natural detachment from material things will manifest. And instead of seeing everything as a thing for my enjoyment, we can see how can we utilize this in the service of Krishna. then everything can be properly placed. That will be known as yukta vairagya, or utilizing everything in the service of Krishna. That's how one actually gives up material things. Instead of looking at it as a source of enjoyment for myself, how can I utilize this in the service of Krishna? And then some things, yes, you just have to keep a distance from because it's just not favorable. We don't need to discuss those things. So, now coming back to this point, we have a couple minutes. When a Kanishta Adhikari devotee engages in bhajan, he thinks, there is no one like me. I am getting so much happiness from my bhajan. I am so impressive. Another man who is playing mridanga is thinking, I am playing the mridanga in so many ways and a very beautiful melody is coming. I am playing so nicely. The kartal player is also thinking in this way. And the man who... You hear that? Sudevi's in the other... There, she's doing that yodeling, but a ululating thing. The kartal player is also thinking in this way, and the man who is singing is feeling that there is great happiness in all of this. I'm just reading this, I'm laughing because Gurudev's talking about me. Sometimes he would say, there's those who are playing harmonium and singing, maybe that you should know they are already fallen like that. And I just start sitting down and shrinking like that. Those who are egotistical about what they're doing. Oh, I'm so impressive, there's no one like me. Only I know. I know better than everyone else. Only I know. I think there's somebody who's like that, who's very prominent in the world today. Another man who's playing mridanga is thinking, I'm playing mridanga in so many ways and very beautiful melody is coming, I'm playing so nicely. I remember Srila Gurudev, he was so expert at making gestures. Remember how he would say, oh, Krishna's playing his flute, and he would do this. And then he would talk, oh, you become so angry, you want to shoot, and he would do this. And then he would say, oh, you should be very careful, don't try to jump to the top of the tree. You will fall and break everything, but you should move one step at a time. And he said, like one of these inchworms, one foot firmly grounded, and then the back foot moving forward. Once that's grounded, then move the next foot like this. And then when he made the motion for mridanga, oh, you should play mridanga, and he bit his bottom lip, like this, like that. So he was very expert at all of these different gestures, and how sweet it would be when he would make those gestures. But I was seeing this, how sometimes the mridanga player, they're like this, how expert I am. I'm so good at this, like that. Or sometimes they're doing this. We used to have one friend, he used to tie his bundi, that kind of shirt, the Indian shirt, in a certain way that at a certain point while he was playing mridanga, it would burst open and his muscles would be showing. And he was quite a handsome guy, and all the girls would be like, oh my God, and he'd like this. So this is not really the mood that one should have while doing kirtan, playing mridanga. The instruments are there to support the kirtan. The kirtan is there to please Krishna or Gurudeva or Vaisnavas, but really for Krishna's pleasure. So the kartal, everyone is thinking, oh, I'm the one who's making this happen. If I wasn't there, this wouldn't be so nice. So by my presence, this is so wonderful. But when there will be some consideration of gradation, then we will understand that simply playing the mridanga and kartals nicely does not constitute genuine kirtan. So this is something for all of us to consider. Really, what is kirtan? It's not just a nice musical accompaniment, expert harmonium, expert mridanga, expert kartals, who can sing better than who. No, I have a special kind of tuning in my voice. One devotee said, oh, I have bumblebee tuning.
I said, I have mosquito
Sudevi
tuning.
was like, well, I have mosquito tuning. So, But these kinds of things which come up, it is not genuine kirtan. If we're only attracted to those external things, it might not be kirtan at all. Whereas any pure Vaishnava, they might be in the corner, chanting alone, with the voice choked up. We were remembering Krishna Das the other day. I want to share it, because Krishna Das recently departed. You know, he's done so many amazing big kirtans. And he's done so many bhajans. And I sat there with him year after year, festival after festival, day after day, and recorded most of it. When I was present, I recorded so many hundreds, maybe thousands of recordings. But I got one recording of him which I consider by far the best. More than any of them, more than all of it put together. It was on the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktivedanta, Vaman Goswami Maharaj.
I'll never forget it.
We will never forget it. So, Tamal Krishna Brahmachari was sitting next to him. I was sitting on this side, and he came and he was trying to sing. He was trying to sing Jai Anilo Premadhana. Jai Anilo. And then weeping. Prema. Choking. Voice choking. Tears coming from his eyes. Stuff coming from his nose.
Tamal would have to sing.
And then Tamal would take over where Krishna Das couldn't sing. His heart was breaking. He was remembering his Gurudev in separation. Tears were pouring from his eyes. His voice was choked up and he couldn't sing. That was his best kirtan that I had ever heard by 100 miles because of that mood. And that's what Krishna also appreciates more than anything else. Rupa Goswami is saying, Ha Devi Kaku Bara Gadgadaya Devacha. How his voice is choked. Sorry, Airtel cuts it off and it's 50% used. Please forgive me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, so his best kirtan ever, I was saying, was this Jayanilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur.
They're asking maybe you can post it later.
Okay. So Rupa Goswami, he's saying this Gadgadaya Devacha with a choked voice. Gadgad, he's calling out for the mercy of Srimati Radhika. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying? Badanam Gadgadaya Rudhaya Gira. Badanam Gadgad Rudhaya Gira. His voice is choked up as he's calling out the holy names. Pulakayar Nichitabapu Kadata Vanama Grahane Bhavishyati. This is more pleasing to Krishna than all of our show or pretense of kirtan. This real kirtan, where tears are flowing from the eyes, where the heart is melting, where the voice is choked up, this attracts Krishna. Krishna doesn't care for all of the beautiful feast that Duryodhana can prepare, but that banana peel, which is being offered to him in confused praying, Premon Mad, by the wife of Vidura, Vidurani, Krishna is relishing that. So Krishna is not interested in all of our pomp, all of our show, all of our pretense. He wants that real thing, the heart.
Also in Radhakripa Kataksha Stavaraj, it's talking about how Srimati Radhika is making unsteady sounds with her ankle bells on her way to meet Krishna. And when he hears that it's unsteady, that it's like there's movement, then there's stumbling.
And then stopping. And
then he's understanding all of the moods in her heart from that. Those things that she can't even speak, he hears through her ankle bells.
And how attracted must Krishna have been? How attracted must he be? When he played his flute, all of those gopis, whatever they were doing, stopped. Some had only one ankle bell, some had only kajal on one eye, some didn't have their clothes properly, their jewelry was not matched properly, and they ran to serve Krishna in such a way. How much nectar must he have been relishing? So I need to just finish this one sentence here. So when there's consideration of gradation, then we will understand that simply playing the mridanga and kartals nicely does not constitute genuine kirtan. Why do we play the kartals? Why do we play them? Day and night a party may be continuously playing golden, polished kartals and mridangas very, very nicely, while in another place there is one man alone who without mridanga or kartals, wow, is sitting and chanting Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya Goroe Dase Trinapeka Atihim Sakala Sahane Baladiya Koro Nijamane Sprihahim Sakale Saman Korite Shakati Dehonata Jata Jata Tabito Gaevo Harinam Suke Aparada Have Hata.
I just want to say that it's a sign that Gurudev is very pleased, because just so you know, he doesn't read ahead. He doesn't plan what he's going to speak. And the fact that you started by speaking about that kirtan and remembering Gurudev at Mansarovar, was it there?
There, and also what he was telling us in Fiji.
Yes, and then that this is the kirtan that Gurudev is speaking of now, I think is very, very beautiful.
Can I just read through?
Of course.
Okay. So Gurudev is saying here, I'm sorry, this is Bhaktivedanta Thakur, these two lines. O Gurudev, please give this servant of yours a drop of your mercy, which will make him realize that he is more insignificant than a piece of straw. Give me the strength to tolerate all difficulties, and please make me devoid of all desires for personal prestige. Only when you have given me the ability to properly respect all living beings will all of my offenses cease, and I will be able to sing the holy name in great happiness. So Gurudev is talking about this personality who's sitting off alone in another place, alone. With great feeling he is singing this, with his bodily limbs shivering and tears flowing from his eyes. So between the happiness of all of those mridanga and kartal players and that of the one lone man performing kirtan with such feeling, will there be some distinction? Very much so. The lone man's chanting is really kirtan. And that kirtan that has very beautiful mridanga notes, a beautiful melody, and has everyone involved in it, but is devoid of even a little bit of genuine devotion, that is something else entirely. Therefore, in kirtan, sincere sentiment is necessary. And just as in bhajan there is gradation, in archan there is also gradation. One man is offering archan with a pure sentiment, means serving Thakurji. One man is offering archan without any such sentiment, and another man, who blasphemes Vaishnavas, is also offering archan to the deity. Will it all be equal? No. So I just wanted to share that because we were speaking about this subject. After this class, I will post that bhajan from Krishna Das on this, Jayani Lopremadhana. I will post it as a final comment on this particular class, but that will come after. So you're all welcome to go and check it out. I think it's possible. Oh, I'll post it as a link so you can download it. There we go.
I was just thinking how we used to make fun when we were younger. We would see the mridanga players, especially when we were growing up in the Los Angeles temple. There would be all these mridanga players, and it was a big kirtan, and all of a sudden it would be like, we would call it, Ni, Tai, Gaur, look at me, because, I mean, even shirts would fly open, and people would be watching their muscles when they're playing the mridanga, and we were just
There was one who used to dance kind of like the salsa with his mridanga.
And you know, when you were reading that, it's like, yeah, they're feeling some kind of bliss, so-called, of kirtan. But what will Krishna hear? He'll hear the mooing of his cows. He'll hear the humming of the bumblebees and the parrots calling out. Our kirtan, it's questionable.
Sudevi always says the mooing of the cows is sweeter than our kirtan.
Of course. Of course.
Because they're calling out to Krishna with love and affection. But anyhow, by hearing about these subjects, by learning them from Sri Guru and Vaishnavas, it gives us an idea about where we are failing and what we can aspire toward. And how can we aspire toward that? By calling out and praying to them for their mercy. That I don't have any of this real sincere sentiment. I told Gurudev that when I first met him in Seattle. He said, oh, you should take initiation from any bona fide spiritual master. He didn't say himself, he just said any bona fide spiritual master. I said, but Gurudev, I am so insincere. I didn't say Gurudev, I said I have no sincerity. I have no sincerity and I don't want to do anything falsely. He said, but you should come in the process. You should come into the process of bhakti. So you should accept from any bona fide spiritual master. So how do we become qualified? Like Sudevi, when you told Gurudev, you said that I'm not ready for initiation. Bolo.
I said that I'm not following all the principles. I'm newly married. I can't accept initiation from you, Gurudev. And he said, if you have already given up all of those lesser things, then you should be giving initiation, not accepting. He said, how will you give it up without help, without a higher taste? Why would you want to? And then he turned his eyes and glanced at me like a sidelong glance, and he said, anyhow, initiation happens when Gurudev first glances at his disciple. Everything else is just formality. And then I said, okay, I'll see you in the morning.
Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Rupan Guru Varga ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol. Now I'm shy to play the kartals.
Oh, I'm shy to play the harmonium too and sing, but Gurudev would always tell me to do it. So we close our eyes, and we just sit, we see ourselves sitting in front of him, and Gurudev correcting us, chastising us, and giving us inspiration. We have pictures of Gurudev here, big one of Gurudev there. So sometimes when you see us looking around the room, we are searching for Gurudev, that you're watching me. So please remove any tendency toward ego, which I have, and help me to call out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Purushottam Shachidandan Gaura Hari
Ki Jai.
Shri Shri Radha Vino Bihari Ju Ki Jai Radha Raman Ju Ki Jai Raj Maharaj Ki Jai Hare Ram Sankirtan Ki Jai Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari So thank you all for being with us today and giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga, and for the opportunity for reflection on their teachings, and also for engaging us in our Guru Seva. As you know, our Srila Gurudev ordered us many years before that even when I am no longer on this sphere, I want that you continue traveling and preaching my mission everywhere. So by you being with us, you're allowing us to travel all over the world at the same time and preach his mission and the mission of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Varga. So for that we are indebted. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow. Srila Gurudev
Ki Jai. Radhe Radhe
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Radhe
Radhe Radhe. Hey Braj Kishore, we miss you here in Vrindavan. Come home soon.
Radha Vino Bihari Ju Ki
Jai. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.